Welcome to another fun-filled edition of Black Opinions Matter, motherfucker. My name's Amin Hassan, joined as always by Mariano the Great, by Big Jer, by Black Trey. Fun show for you guys today. Obviously, Snowfall and Power. Jeez, I can't tell one apart from the other anymore.
Shit.
We're also I'll give you guys a taste of kind of something I used to do a lot back in the day, which is shit on fucking Donald Glover. We're gonna do that again. Why the fuck not? And there was one more topic here that was a question. What is it about? What was it about? The question was posed in the chat about
It's the question I'm thinking. Nah, it can't be the question I'm thinking about.
no, not that
It
one.
definitely can't be that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Will Smith and Chris Rock. We still going on this one. We're still rocking on this one.
Are we though?
I'm fatigued.
Everyone,
Take me.
I
out the
do
group
because
chat.
Mr. Philadelphia has some thoughts or whatever. But
Okay.
before that, let me just remind everybody: Patreon.com/countthedings. You definitely want to continue to be a Patreon. If you're already a Patreon, thank you for your support. If you're not a Patreon, please don't miss out on the watch alongs that we do. I don't know what you heard. I'm gonna just say this right now. The movie watch alongs are still on. I may not use the name that we used to call them, but the movie watch alongs are still on. The watch alongs for NBA games are still on. Remember, the playoffs about to start. We're going to see a lot more of those. The overflow episodes for BOMM, the access to the Discord, the access to all other types of exclusive content. All of that is not going anywhere. I know there's some people who have some thoughts because they saw that Cinephobe is now moving to the Metal Arc Lebitard show feed. But I'm gonna tell you right now, everything that you got on Patreon is still, or that you've been getting over the last couple of months, that's still happening. So patreon.com/countthedings. I was off last. How many have I been off? 2 weeks or just last week?
Just last week.
Yeah, Trey was like, "Yo, man, we miss you." I'm like, "Yo, have I been gone for like?"
Trey was going the week. Trey was going the week before.
Yeah, so y'all missed each other, so it felt
there
like
you go.
That's what.
Okay, he confused the hell out of me, bro. I was like, "Yo, where was I?"
I can't keep track of days. It's just stay whatever I'm at. I don't even know.
How do niggas say that they miss their homeboy though? You know what I mean? Like, how do you tap in with your man's like?
You go you always hit it with a we, and that's not.
I mean, I just say I say it. I say it.
You didn't say you said we, bro. You said we.
Oh well, no, I just but I also made some jokes about.
Why are you whispering? What's happening? Are you not home or what's going on?
No, I'm not home. I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm loud or not. My bad.
Yo, you whisper, bro. Like, I mean, we can hear you.
Can I hear it now?
But you definitely have late
your level.
Your
level.
What's the style set? It's the tone, Kiss.
Yeah, your levels is fine. It was just.
Am I good?
Like this. Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be like.
You was talking like it was deaf poetry. Like,
I'm not trying to be like Kevin Slow Jim and James.
Trey talking like he's wearing a fedora.
Smooth jazz R&B voice, nigga.
A brown suede jacket with too many buttons.
We're gonna slow it down right now.
I wanna be sweet little
for all the lovers. For all the lovers, you got that special lady. You got that special person to come to that.
But I was in the mix DMs giving him shit. I was just like, bro, like you quit on us, like
Yeah, that nigga.
Man. I was confused. I went to Dreamville Fest last week.
Shout out to Dreamville Fest, man.
Tell us about that, man. And
what a time, man.
Where Dreamville is now.
Well, it's my first. Well, the growth of Dreamville. That's something else, man. That's
incredible.
It's hard. I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you real easy what the growth of Dreamville is in a quick story. And I told Waz this when I saw him out there, like real time as it happened. I went. I had copies of Chris Herring's book, Blood in the Garden, and there's a lot of my homies are big Nick fans, or whatever. So like, I was like, yo, I got a copy for you. And they were like, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you just leave it in Boss's trailer? because every artist has a trailer, and I'll pick it up later, so I don't have to walk around carrying a book. I was like, cool. So I go up to the trailer, I open the door, I walk in, and it's maybe like 5 or 6 niggas in there having a deep ass conversation, like about like artists in the industry, da da da. Like I could tell it was like a deep, serious conversation. They all turned around, and looked at me, and I looked at them, and I realized I don't know a single person here. 0 for 6. And I was like, I'm just dropping this off, put the book down, and dip. Because it was just like, it was so awkward. I was like, who the fuck are y'all? And I could tell they were looking at me like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, I mean, I not to toot my horn, but like, this is the one weekend where no one can say, who the fuck are you to me?
Like, yeah. You would think.
It's like,
but to be fair, whoever it is, whether it's Boss, whether it's Ebe, I feel like that moment of day one of the festival, it should be like, gather around. This is my cousin. Y'all gonna be seeing him around.
Yeah. Trey. It's impossible. It's impossible because it's so many. First of all, there's so many artists, right? The area this is like all the artists are there.
Okay, well, what about Proof? Could Proof be like, yo, this is my people's?
No, I mean, like, look, we can go wherever. It's not about like access. It's about like you walk in and you see like a bunch of people who look very comfortable, but I don't know who you are. And no one was like, hey man, who are you? But it's clear on everybody's face when you walk in and they look at you like, I've never seen you before. No, nigga, I've never seen you before. and all that is that's just the growth. That's just the growth. Now, the security people, like Icon people, they're cool. Everybody was cool. Like, even to the point where like I'm gearing up for them to be like this nigga, and they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, artists, and then the artists have their little entourage with them, and then like in the back in this area where I was at was where all the media people were. So like Waz was there on courtesy of The Ringer, and Wayno was there for Amazon Prime. And like everybody's there, right? But then there's like a lot of other like media outlets that I don't know. I'm not in this industry, right? And then there are these people who I just don't know who they are. Like they're just hanging around, like, and it's kind of like, hey, what's going on? Da, da, da. And I'm like, I don't know who that was. So it's weird because you just like it's grown to the point where it's like any company, I would say, like you go to a point where at some point you just don't know everybody who works there, right? You just, I don't know. It's like if someone walked up to you. Yeah, it's just good. Like it's great for them. It's exciting or whatever, but also it's just we talk about the growth. It's like the growth is like I don't know everybody anymore. But for the most part, everything was cool, man. Everybody was in a good mood. Everyone was good spirits. There was no negative energy, so we love to see that. Everybody, the performances were dope. Ja Rule and Ashanti killed it, man. We were right there, literally. You couldn't we're backstage. I could throw a rock and hit Ashanti. Ashanti's still looking good.
Man, hitting Ashanti, boy.
Cheeks weren't quite what I thought they'd be. I was a little.
That's still Ashanti, man.
It's always a little bit added. I would tell for my bros, for the bros who listening, anything you lust on the gram, take 10 away.
Yeah.
Take 10 off.
I mean, like it was
take 10 off, 10 pounds off. Take 10 pounds off.
Hey,
but it's not bad. It's not bad. No,
she's beautiful.
Ashanti been up so much that you could take 10 off and take another 10, and she.
No. And I'm not.
Not in terms of that. But I'm talking about certain proportions. Certain proportions weren't quite what I expected them to be.
The mirror vision, objects may seem closer than appear. Like, you know what I mean. So, but as far as the 40+ tier, Maya and Ashanti are holy grail.
Oh yeah, man. But so they killed it. Ja Rule killed it, man. Like it was fun watching. They came out with a cake. It's the 20th anniversary of Ashanti's debut album. And like when I tell you, we're like Eve said this, like looking at the crowd, I see kids that were not alive for this music. Yeah. And they knew every word, every single word. Like just banger after banger after banger.
You gotta thank the culture for that type of shit. Like you gotta thank the people in the culture that these kids are like involved with now for keeping these type of songs alive and keeping these artists so relevant that they can come to a festival and all of these kids that's fucking 20 years old as old as the song or the album know it. You know what I
mean? Who else came out? T-Pain. T-Pain might have been my favorite set, other than Cole. Like T-Pain was insane. Insane, dude. Like
I'm not doubting that. I just wouldn't peg you as someone that would enjoy a T-Pain set.
Why wouldn't I like T-Pain?
I mean,
I don't know.
Come on, Jerv.
I think you'd be bold to like T-Pain.
No, here's the thing. Drunk bar mean croons.
Okay.
Croons.
Everybody's singing, bro. That whole crowd singing.
And T-Pain got some joints you can sing.
Joints on joints. It was like the verses where it's like, oh yeah, I wrote this one. Oh yeah, I produced this one.
Mm-hmm.
And he had fun with it, obviously. Boss killed it. Oh man, my battery. Hold on. Hold on for a second. God damn it. Bluetooth headset died on me.
That hold on for a second is that's a move right there. You know, you use that move. You know what I'm saying? You use that move with caution. You feel me? Yeah, hold on one second. Hold on real quick. You know what I'm saying? Can't do too much talking in between that though, because then you're gonna psych yourself out. It's over.
Nah,
I've been there.
Hey, when you say hold off, listen, when you say hold off, that's that like I got that call. Or like you got text and your eyes look, you be like, look, you be talking, you be like, yeah, so I was hold on. No. Hey, bro, hold on. And then niggas start scrolling. Hey.
Yeah.
Let me get right back to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get right with you.
This requires my attention.
I'm gonna hit you back real quick.
Yeah, but anyway, so like Payne killed it. Boss killed it. He brought out one of these young niggas from New York, man. What's the name of the nigga that with K Flock?
I don't know, but shouts to the Bronx. Shouts to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
those are the drill rappers.
One of them drill rappers from New York. He brought him out like on stage and let the kid do his song, and the kid was like he killed it, but he was also like clearly you could see he could appreciate like shit. Thousands of people out here in a festival environment, and, like rocking with me or whatever. Moneybagg Yo killed his shit, man. I was like, this nigga said it. I fucks with this, man. I like that.
Shout out to Zach Randolph, nigga. Like Zach Randolph had like signed Moneybagg. You know what I mean? Like that. Of course he did. Of course he did.
Yeah, man. So that was dope. T.I was all right. Jeezy came out. Jeezy was okay. Wayne was trash. I told everybody. So we missed the first two songs of Cole's performance because the way they set it up, they had two stages, right? The Rise stage and the Shine stage. The Rise stage was, for the most part, all of the Dreamville acts, and then like T-Pain, Moneybagg Yo, and Lil Baby. Those were all got to be on the big stage. On this stage over here was Ja Rule and Ashanti, was Wayne, was T.I, was Kehlani, a couple other artists, right? So the last artist before Cole went on was Wayne, and he was at this stage. So the way it would work is like when this stage is over, you walk over to the other stage. So theoretically, you shouldn't have to miss anybody. You could just go back and forth. But the reality is, with as many people as there are, you got to kind of like bail on this shit to go catch that shit. And so I was like, fuck Wayne. I've seen this nigga before. He's terrible live because he's always under the influence or whatever. Let's go and getting good on the Cole side. And everyone was, no, we got to see Wayne. And sure enough, that shit happened. And there was a traffic jam trying to get back to the other stage. What up, Joe?
Was he playing? I'm shocked for a bunch of reasons. One, he's on the no shot at Ja Rule and Ashanti, but I get how they're doing it. But like for him to be on that stage is kind of weird to me, right? Like he's on that stage. And then was he playing like all the new stuff, or did he like
no.
He's playing like classic stuff?
Everybody was doing classic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Wayne in 2022,
and he still was trash.
Like look at him in 2022. I would 100% believe that he like the music is. I don't think it's trash. Like the the classics from him. But him right now performing that music,
that's why I was asking what, like, was he performing this new shit or was he performing his classics or whatever? You're saying he's performing, and he still was trash.
I mean, to be fair, he's never been a high energy artist like that. So like,
you're
going to enjoy. You're going to enjoy.
I think he'd be built for a festival though.
No, because he doesn't. Man. That's not him, bro. Because he'll perform, but his voice doesn't like.
I don't think I've ever seen him live.
Wizkid also performed on that stage. He fucking killed it too. Like it was. Look, you could tell the guys who are like, they do live performances. Like Ja Rule, his shit was fucking. Even though the nigga forgot at one point. So Ja Rule and Ashanti did like the duet songs, and then they started alternating. Ashanti do an Ashanti song, and then Ja Rule do a Ja Rule song. And when like the one is doing it, the other one will like hang in the back. So Ja Rule comes and hangs in the back. And Ashanti starts doing "What's Love," and Ja Rule forgot like he has a line in that song. He's like, well, got to do it. So this nigga was like chilling. He's trying to like open a drink. He's like, oh shit, he had to run.
Look for his... do it real quick. Like,
the mic wasn't on, and he's like, fuck it. But other than that, like niggas brought it, man. Yeah, and then Cole obviously did his shit, and he brought everybody out on stage, and they did Down Bad, and they did.
And nigga, we got a new Cole verse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
listen, man.
So I got in on a Friday morning. I get in, and my buddy Omar, who is an NBA trainer, skills trainer, he works with a lot of guys, particularly guys from North Carolina. Like TJ Warren and the Martin twins and stuff like that. But he also trains Cole. So he hits me and he's like, what are you doing? I said, I just got to the hotel. I was like, all right, Leo, we're running at 10. Come up to the house. So I go up, I go to Cole's house, which is in Raleigh, in a suburb of Raleigh, and go inside he's got a full court NBA gym in there. And it's a bunch of dudes in there. Like it's David West was at the run. Like it's a weird mix of like pros and then like some of my friends and then like some music people, whatever. And so I met this dude. His name's Aziz the Sheikh, right? And Aziz at the end after the run was like, he like puts it on the sound system. This song was going crazy, and I'm like, what's this? So I produced this. This is Bia's song, and Cole is on it. And all I heard was like the first like couple chords and instrumental. I was like, okay, I can't wait to hear this shit. And so that's the shit that just dropped this last week.
The London joint,
fucking fire, man.
Hey man, shout out to Cole for keeping that tweet alive too, man. The Mellow and Rihanna shit, you know what I'm saying? Like shout out to my dog for that. Cole is one of my favorite rappers up. Like that go, you know, I don't even gotta talk about that, but. For him to use that and like the way he did it, like that shit was ill to me. It was super ill. That verse was crazy. Like, of course, I'm always happy when we get new Cole, man. You know what I mean? Especially on like a weekend like that. Like, just
I'm gonna tell you what I really enjoy Cole features, man.
Yes,
I really enjoy
because you can't buy him. Like Benny said. Benny talked about this when he did the Johnny P's Caddy song. He was like, you know, you can't pay Cole enough money for a feature. So he's not gonna do him unless he fucks with you. So he did the Johnny P. Caddy shit on some like, let me go and get my shit off real quick to Benny's audience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Let me go do this. That's how he's moving.
He does the shit, and he'll do the shit in a way so that the feature still plays for that artist audience, right? Like you think about what he's done for 21. Think about even like the R&B joints that he does with Miguel and shit. Like it's like it plays to that audience. He's not saying, well, you're gonna get a J. Cole like audience on this one. He's like, no, I'll do the shit that your people will fuck with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean it's like the whole strategy. I go with a hot, I flame it down, and now, hey, come to me. You didn't know about me? Come to me.
Yeah.
Come to me now. I got your follow. I got your fans.
Cole is incredible, man. Cole is fucking incredible.
Good times, and then Duke lost to North Carolina, and that was cherry on top. I gotta say, Raleigh, you have Cleveland vibes as far as the Uber situation goes. Trash Uber situation. Hours waits. Like we missed the after party for Saturday night because literally couldn't get an Uber. So it's just like, all right, well, I guess back to the hotel it is. But all in all, it was a fun weekend, man. Like good times. Lots, and for me, to me now, those are the opportunities for me to catch up with people more than anything. Like, this is the only way I could be around my friends that I grew up with and my cousins and stuff like that, all at one time. So, shout out to Dreamville Fest. Next year's gonna be bigger and better. Can't wait for that. Yo, Jerv.
Yo.
You still out? You're the last man standing trying to defend Will Smith, man.
Oh no.
Even
I'm not.
Even Jada ain't even sticking up for that nigga. Talk about, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not defending him necessarily. I'm saying that if there was ever a conversation, if there was ever like a, yo, my man, you need to chill at any point in time, I have no problem with the smack. I just feel like he's a dickhead for doing it on television. But when there's that, sometimes when it's on site, it just be on site. Like, you don't really care. I don't think he's built. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is that type dude. He had a moment.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. Telling a comedian not to tell jokes is like going up to Steph Curry, hey man, can you do me a favor? Can you stop shooting threes? Because it's been really bothering me. Like, no, dude. Sorry. This is part of the show. It's part of the show. Sit back, laugh at it, don't laugh at it. Boom.
And then also it's like, regardless of if you feel like Chris Rock violated or he did whatever, like, he will be held to that on his own. And I'm not, again, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to dictate what another grown man is doing to defend his lady's honor or his honor, none of that. I'm not trying to police that at all. I'm just saying, like Amin just said, as a comedian, he made and the joke wasn't even good. The joke wasn't even good.
It backstage.
So it's like, when you make jokes that people don't necessarily like, like it's like if it's funny, that's like always the rule. Like, just make it funny.
I don't think we've ever addressed this, by the way.
What?
But I was gonna say, I don't think we've ever talked about this. Like, I think you guys did it on it.
We did. You weren't here, nigga.
Okay. All right.
This is during your world tour.
But I'm saying, long story short, that's the writer's room. He had to deliver. All comedians get bad jokes. You know what I mean? But like, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you should have said it, this and that. No, that's the writer's room taking a dig. You know what I mean? Like, they get a tip off of who's going to be in the audience, this, that, and the third. And yes, Chris Rock happens to be the person to deliver it. Now, there's a history of that, whatever said be cool. But again, my nigga Will has been down by 30 in the third quarter for about 3 years now. And, you see your wife.
I mean, has he?
He has.
Perception wise, like, I'm talking about, like, I mean,
but that's all we're talking about, Mari. We're not talking about.
He's a human being. Like, no matter who he is, he's a human being. Like, he's been going through some shit.
But I'm saying, like, did the smack so now did the smack erase the 30-point deficit and he won at the buzzer now? Like,
no, absolutely not.
It's the opposite.
No. This is the opposite.
This is when you're down like 6 touchdowns and then you get a first down and you go, yeah, like that's what he did. Like, bro,
because this is the thing. It was a small win, right? It's like you got the hood saying, yeah, smack that nigga. I never liked Pookie, right? So it's like, oh, West Philly, Will to the world.
Snitch.
But then you got to another thing where you're like, oh, if I've never, you three have been married. You know what I mean? You're married. You two have been married in a situation. Do you want to go home to deal with your wife, or do you want to just handle the situation?
But see, that's the thing. It depends on the type of nigga that you are, though. Like, if you like put it like this, right? Let's say he didn't smack him on stage. He smacked him backstage, or he reprimanded him in some type of way, right? Cool. But to do it on stage means that, like, if your wife needed to do
what you gotta do, like I said, I'm not trying to
police it. I'm not trying to police what a nigga actions is.
The slap doesn't happen without that. You know what I'm
saying?
No,
but again, she doesn't react that way if she doesn't know the type of nigga that she has either. Like, she knows her husband the same way that he knows her.
But she been hoeing him for about 3 years now.
Dog. That's my point. It's like
it continues.
It's a little too late to be tough guy.
But the body language is like, you do that. You've been around her long enough. You know what the fuck that mean. That's hoeing him too. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? That's saying a lot. So it's like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, look, I know my wife.
That's real tough.
I know my wife. My wife know me, dog. If we out somewhere, certain shit ain't got to be said. Like, it's body language. It's a head nod at most. It's, you know what I mean? If something like that was to go down, but it's like, come on, like I don't know, man.
So let me. Look, I just really wanted to use this as a segue to. I don't know if you guys saw this video of T.I. was at some comedy club, and T.I., by the way, recently trying to be a stand-up comedian, whatever. Yeah. But anyways, so he's at a comedy club, and there's a comedian on stage, and I guess she made a joke about this nigga having domestic violence rap, whatever.
Allegations, yeah.
And this nigga like ran up on stage and interrupted the shit and said that shit never happened. And I'm just like, nigga, relax, man. Again, like that's what they do. They tell jokes. Now, here's the part I didn't like. She started screaming about like, you're not gonna tell me what I can't joke about. This is my craft, this is my art. I'm like, no. You need to make jokes in this moment. You need to keep roasting this nigga in the moment. That's how you handle a heckler. Instead, she was just screaming back at that nigga. So it ended up turning into like a real corny back and forth. But here's the kicker. She said, like, he said, you calling me out my name. She said, you called me out my name. You called me a bitch. And this nigga swore up and down.
He said he'd give her $1 million.
Give her $1 million. Tell me why the niggas found the clip of this nigga in the back. Bitch. Like,
yo, and that's literally all. And it was like, yeah, bro, this is clearly you.
Yo, clearly you, clearly that night, clearly, like clear as day what you said. Like, why would you do that? And I'm gonna tell you why, man. Because all these people want to be in the comedy world, but they don't want to be in the comedy world, bro. That's what it is. Like, you don't understand. You don't get to do all that shit, man. Yeah. You don't get to be cool, right? So cool that no one will say anything about me. That's rapper talk. You go be a rapper, nigga.
Yeah. Most comments,
another thing too.
Nigga sat on the stage.
It was a rites of passage too. Good job. You bombed. Understand how it is to be a comedian. Like when you put on those shoes, you know what I'm saying? Because Donnell Rawlings, by the way, I didn't even mention that last week. We paid Donnell Rawlings to perform and he bombed. We ignored him the entire time.
At McDonald's?
At White and Kennedy party.
Oh no.
Oh wow!
He told jokes for fucking 30 minutes, and everybody was just talking, having their conversations. And I'm like, and I felt bad because he was booked at the wrong time. Fabulous, we booked Fabulous. Fabulous performed. Then Donnell Rawlings comes on.
Oh, like why? Through. Why would they do that?
I don't know, but we were already under the influence and just chilling and just having a good time. And you know, if you're drinking and you haven't seen somebody, you're gonna catch up. So somebody trying to do a set while people are drinking and it's not going to work. I mean, he got paid, but at the end of the day, it was like, hey, yo, you bombed, bro. And
you should just join the
how were the jokes?
Fuck the jokes.
For real, how was it just like because it was okay jokes, but just because of the setting, like, no one was paying attention.
He was trying to get white people to say nigga. He's just doing a lot.
That's
like
that's
you know
not,
me,
that's
like
Donnell though.
It was like, all right, but it was on some shit like, hey, I respect you and I know who you are. But I don't even want to hear this right now because it's just been like it's been a day. It's been a day. Like even Fab, I couldn't even complain. Like Fab performed. He performed like 2 songs that I'm like, why are you performing these? You know, he did Breathe, Make Me Better. Then he did Hot Nigga Freestyle. And I'm like, Hot Nigga Freestyle?
Nah,
I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. You know, it's that type of day. But then Donnell Rawlings comes through and I'm like, that's Ashley Larry. And niggas like, who? That was another thing.
Oh no! Who?
Oh yeah, he was down 20 from the tip off. Then if people didn't even know from Ashley Larry, then
wait, but you would think they would because Chappelle's Show was a crossover show.
Yeah, man, but still, that's like.
I think only we retained that type of shit though. They saw it. Everybody saw it, so the numbers are what they are. But we retained the information.
Are you going to see him outside of being covered in powder?
Yeah, the only other time I've ever seen him, I think, was on was it like Bad Boys of Comedy? The shit that Puff was doing. I think he was on that one time. I like, yeah, I've seen a couple things outside of him, like him being Ashley Larry, that I was like, it was cool. But I think overall, it's like I don't, you know, he was on The Wire. You know what I mean? Shout out to him on The Wire. But
wait, he was on the. He was the driver. He was the driver.
Yeah.
Snitched.
Yeah.
Come on, Ashley Larry.
Let's real quick. Let's jump on this fucking Donald Glover shit. I'm gonna read this tweet from Waz because this sums it up. He said, Donald Glover interviewed himself for a magazine. LOL, I know. And he talks about his frustration of Atlanta being compared to Dave. He then goes on to compare the two by food analogies, in which his show is a Wagyu steak and Dave is a smash burger. unironically. Ha 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 ha. I'm glad the world sees what I've seen for years. I'm glad now y'all see what kind of bitch this nigga is.
Donald Glover as an interviewer, like again, like here we go, man.
It's fucking whack, man.
Shit, man. Like, what do you mean? First of all, what do you mean? What do you mean that this show, like your show, obviously you're supposed to have this? Like I told you all the time, I'm a big fan of irrational competence. I always will be. But this is outright stupidity. Like your show is this is the top of the line steak, and this shit is and Chappelle shit is a smash burger. Like, okay.
No, not Dave Chappelle. He talking about Dave Little Dicky show. Dave.
All right, cool. You had me for a second. All right, I don't know nothing about Dave, so I don't know. Y'all have.
Well, I like.
When you said Dave, I don't know one Dave.
I think they're rather comparable, actually.
I think Dave and
these
these two shows.
Okay,
I do too. I want Mari to describe what season 3 of Atlanta has been, because I thought your description was the best.
So here's the thing about season 3 of Atlanta, right? Like what I was expecting after that big, layoff, like, the time off or whatever, is let's see how Paperboy, like you guys are getting on the flight, whatever, cool. Paperboy, now that we know from the one episode he's been in, I think, or two, he's an international star or whatever, right? He's big overseas. I thought we were going to see like him, going up, right? Earn the dynamic between Earn and Van as they go through Earn, ascending, he's going up. Let's see what, how y'all doing this parenting thing. Let's dive into that. These other episodes would have been good as a completely different show.
Yeah, we got one episode of that, right?
These other episodes would have been good as a completely different show, and you could have just called the shit Brown Skin Mirror. It's not Black Mirror. It's like it's Brown Skin Mirror.
I'll say with Teddy Perkins was the start, right? With the weird shit, and then now, especially with the downtime and him allowing his brother.
But at least they were even in that though.
In the story, yeah. At least it's like
no, I know, and we'll get to it as far as the buildup of whatever it is. But you've recruited so many new audience that does not want that. You know what I mean? Like,
give them something different. Then we signed up for Atlanta. Give them something different. Go call this another show. Like
exactly. No, and I get that. So I understand the pushback, but I also understand that like how the direction of how things have changed in the past 2 years and what they've used real stories or whatever to find inspiration, it has thrown it all the way off. So like if you were in quarantine and you had all that downtime, it's like, oh, I love Atlanta, you should check it out. And now everybody's binge 1 and 2 expecting all this new stuff, and now he's brought in all these writers and etc., and now they've flipped it on us. You can do it, but you can't do it.
Yeah, I'm with Mari. If you want to, like, you know what it felt like? It felt like part Black Mirror and part like, damn man, Jordan Peele really stole the likable Negro role from me. How do I steal it back? I know, I'll do like my own version of Get Up or Get Out or whatever.
Yeah, and then also if the people who binge watch 1 and 2, right, they caught up, that means they like what you did. So they're on board with the show, with like where the trajectory of the show, right? So let's give them that then, like, because they already signed up for the first 2. So the third one, you don't have to change it. But if you're gonna change it, just call it something else. Give us these episodes as a completely different show, the fucking Donald Glover show, and just give us that shit. I want to see what's going on in like with Atlanta, bro. Like Paperboy, seen this nigga one time. Like, what are we doing with this show, dog?
I signed up to see the rise of a Southern rapper and all the drama that comes with that. That's what I signed up for. I did not sign up for all this deep thinking shit. I thought it was me after episode 1. I was like, damn, maybe I just don't, maybe I'm just not just this deep thinker like everybody else in the world. Maybe it's just going over my head.
And even that was cool. Jerv, you give us that one. You wake up at the end. Now it's you. You're going on with your cool. Now let's give us the rest of the episode. Shit is crazy.
I took the one episode was as a troll of ASAP Rocky, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking a little too deep. The episode when they're like they find out and they're about to perform and you see all like the blackface and things and like they're like,
oh, you mean an episode they were in?
Yeah,
what would have been dope, Trey? If they would have expanded on that the next week and had a follow-up to that.
They're not going to do that though, because it's hidden on different stories. Like he's trolling off real stories, and I don't know why they have that inspiration.
That's what I'm saying.
What they've been doing.
Just turn this shit into something different.
But it is what it is, because they're trying to flip everything that actually really happened in real life.
I'm out.
Because even the kids with the two moms and stuff like that, that was a real story. But it's like, why are you trying to Jordan Peele?
Yes, and
Jordan Peele my shit.
Yeah.
But I'm out though because like I mean,
fuck that nigga.
This is not Atlanta, bro. Like this is something different. And I'm not shitting on those. I'm not shitting on those episodes. Fuck that nigga, man. Like, I'm not shitting on those episodes because they weren't. I don't want to say they were bad episodes. They were bad episodes to title Atlanta. I'll say that because there is some quality, whatever shit. Like, you want to find some of those episodes. They're cool, but it's just not Atlanta. So if it's not Atlanta, don't call it Atlanta. Because if you call it Atlanta, I'm gonna judge it as Atlanta, and that shit is not Atlanta. What shorty that made the song? That shit is not Atlanta. Like that's not Atlanta, dog. That's not Atlanta. It's not. Like that nigga out of here.
Shout out to what's her name, man? Damn, fucking.
I'm about to find out right now because I want to give her proper credit.
I'm so washed. I have no idea
what you're talking about. Amaretta.
Shout out to her. Shout out to Amaretta the Great.
Niggas in Atlanta wanted to fight.
That shit is not Atlanta. Yeah, she doing the whole.
You from the
but you know what it is? Yeah, you know what it is though. People that live in Georgia, if you're like from somewhere else, right? They'll tell you Atlanta because it's like. You don't know if I tell
exactly.
you this right here. Like,
I'm gonna tell you, Mari. We've done this bit before. It's like
absolutely.
I'm not here for your local geography. I don't give a fuck where Stone Mountain is.
Right, like somebody from Michigan. If they're from Highland Park, they're gonna tell you Detroit because you know Detroit. They know the difference. You don't. So it's like Detroit.
It's like when Trey tries out. When Trey says, "Well, actually, I'm from Compton. I'm not from." I'm like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. What airport you fly into?
I do because I love my city. And I think everybody should love their city, even if it's small.
Compton needs its own airport. Then
I'm with you.
We do have an airport. We do have an airport, but it's private. It's private planes only. That's where Franklin flies into. By the way,
of course he does.
Segue to Snow Power or Powerful or whatever you want to call this show, man. In this week's episode, Louie and Uncle Jerome get married, and my man Scully spikes the fondue. So that everyone in the party gets LSD, has LSD, or is high on LSD,
man.
And we all trip out.
I'm glad I wasn't there because I would have lost. I wouldn't have been cool with that.
You would or would not?
I would not. John,
how would you know?
Drugs.
Yeah, how would you know?
But you can't do nothing about it.
Man, I don't, that's why I don't eat chocolate covered strawberries anyway.
There you go, attaboy.
Look at this dude, bro. So we start the episode off with shady meetings. Everybody's meeting somebody, right? I thought it was funny that his baby mama pulls up on, Kane and says,
"Why
are you going to honor your word? Because I can go to my mom."
She annoys me so much,
bro. That would have been a straight kidnapping, and now the rules are different.
Please,
but you went to this hole in the wall bar. These niggas are sitting down drinking beer, smoking cigarettes with a do-rag on, and you think you can
peanuts
reason with niggas? Are you insane?
And had the nerve to tell my man to put the cigarette out.
And
I understand why she said it. Come on, man.
I should have.
You shouldn't have been there. Fuck that.
You know it's smoke in there.
Outback Steakhouse with all them peanuts crushed on the table. So then we have the wedding ceremony. Everything's going great. And then you see Scully, like, "What's your name?" She's like, what was it, Palette or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was Pastel.
Pastel. Her name was Pastel. Palette. That's fucking
sorry.
Same shit.
Same shit, right? He gets her away, doses it, and everybody's now having this good time. Jerome has to be extra on his wedding vows. Hell yeah. And he does all this extra stuff, and it's cool. But then the LSD / acid hits. Now Franklin doesn't do anything. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. So I totally understand the paranoia of something when something's off. And I thought it was like he's getting poisoned at first because he's like,
yeah, me too. Yeah, because Scully kind of looked kind of shady when he did it.
Yeah. So after that, he's going through these whole little symptoms of what it is, and I've never done LSD, but for my friends that like to party like that, I will say that it channels your brain. It takes you into a lot of things, and I consider it a truth serum. So for him to be going through this, seeing dead people, talking to himself, experiencing ego
That was the
problems.
worst fucking scene ever, man.
You didn't like it? It reminded me of Kendrick Lamar.
That shit was
him, her.
That shit was terrible.
Wait, quick question. This is a historical question. So LSD was popping back then. I really don't know anything about it other than kids in my high school would trip.
So it started in the 60s, bro. Like that's when
that's that whole
and that's why that's why his mom knew the deal.
Yeah, that's why we asked, like, wait a minute, how you know? Yeah.
We don't do that. But the rock stars and that scene and the party scene.
And again, like the 60s and 70s, everyone was doing it, apparently. Like by the 80s, it's like now it's become fringe or whatever.
Yeah.
But the mama speaking from experience of like
who was that asked her? Was that Jerome? I can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody asked her, it was like, yo, how did you know? Like, what you mean that's LSD? Because she said it.
Someone told me. She said someone told me.
Yeah, and it's like
who was
when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, she knew. She knew.
The waiter? Was the waiter told her?
First of all, before we go any further, let me talk about how good Louis looked in this fucking episode. Because oh my god, yo,
the frilly ass 80s
fucking Lord, man, like, whew, yeah. Shout out to Uncle Jerome, man. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, yeah, I didn't like that scene. I didn't like that scene where he's talking to himself, and it's not because it's not because like Damson's acting chops are on the fuck. It's not that. It just was every time he has to like raise his voice and the accent goes away and he sounds like somebody's grandma. I'm just kind of out like him, her, body. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool on that, my nigga.
You sound like you sound like a dog that got stepped on, man. That little yellow.
What was the irony of Wanda being allergic to chocolate?
Dog.
Boy,
she could have fucking complete relapse. Oh man,
yeah.
She would have been like, they had this the whole time, and I could have been on this.
Wait, hey, Trey, we didn't we get our answer to this too? Doesn't Leon tell us what book he read? This whole time we've been trying to figure out which book he read that made him just flip. I forget what he said or
he
whatever,
didn't.
but
he asked him, "Did you read the book?" But he never says what.
He asked, he asked Franklin.
I know Amin was pissed off when he said, "Do you want to move to Africa?"
Oh man, shades of Nas from.
Boy, they took that right out of the Sears handbook, boy.
Hey, but he
didn't even try and be funny with that one, yo.
He didn't know he needed a passport.
Yo, T.
He's a young nigga from the hood. He don't know he need a passport.
Hey, what's the black girl shit?
And he was high.
He in here talking that back to Africa shit. He talking about old God body shit.
Yeah, like I mean that is true. He was high.
He was high as hell because she said, "How could you say this to me now?" And she walked away. And he's like, "So you're not going?" Shout out to Lee, man.
That was pretty accurate right there.
Yeah,
that's a real one response.
Yeah.
So you're not going.
Franklin calls Teddy and tells him that he's going to kill him. So that wasn't like
that was crazy.
I don't think he realizes that he said that.
Because he thought he was sitting in front.
And I was wondering why the conversation was sounding like it was going on through a phone, like when he was in there by himself.
Sound distant.
And it made perfect sense when Teddy hung the phone up, and I said, "Oh wait, that was a real call."
I thought that was shot very well.
Yeah,
I thought that was shot very well.
That was a great scene. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was.
How awkward was the conversation between Franklin and Louis? I mean, my auntie would never kiss me in my mouth.
Dog, like that was.
Your auntie by blood would never ever.
No, but still, my auntie not.
But she in that situation, her doing that. No, it did kind of. I was like, what the. What is this?
But it was like the kiss of death, honestly.
Because Franklin, because this is the first time Franklin came around and was like, look, I'm about to embrace you. I'm going to apologize to you. I respect you. I love you. I'm going to tell you all of this shit. Listen, let's do this from here on out. And then she says, like, it's too late. It's over. And it's like, so now you're giving him the battery to be like, okay, well, fuck her then completely now. Because I just humbled myself and bought it all the way down to zero for you. Bowed at your fucking feet. And you're telling me, fuck me, basically? Like, all right, cool.
But she knows she's already done.
She said, fuck you, nigga, I won.
But no, it's not even fuck you, I think. I think it's literally, it's too late. It's like, yeah, nigga, that's nice, except for the fact I already went to Teddy and cut a deal with him. And I already have Sean Little to go kill Payne. Sean Little with afro.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, this apology is cool, but it's like it's too late. I've already put things into motion, and this seems a wrap.
It's only too late because she jumped the. She was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do my own thing, like whatever. And it's not too late because Franklin, you know, he said it, like he did his part. He came to you and humbled it, you know, he did it. But you just made a move a day, you know, right before this.
Yeah, exactly. That's
he waited forever to do that shit though.
If he had done it a week earlier,
I mean,
would things be different?
He's still a young. Listen, there's niggas that's older than us that still can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? With people that are from 20 years. So it's like it took him a minute to do it, but he did it now. But again, it is too late because, like homie told her in the episode before, once this shit go in motion, you know it ain't no going back, right? Yeah, so even if she wanted to accept his shit, it was like it's too late. It's out of her hands now. It's over. The call was already made. Like the fucking the fucking Falcon lands at 4 or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the little talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
So now that we know that the hit is about
Trey,
to happen.
Trey, I swear to God, you got a girl sleeping over there or something, man. Because the only reason you can talk in that tone is because
I'm in an Airbnb and it's people here, so I'm just not. I don't even know my tone.
Wait, hold on, wait, real quick.
No, it literally sounds like when you're on the phone and like. If I was on the phone with my side piece and my girl's in bed, like, yeah, so like I'll catch up with you later.
You listen to the smooth sounds of Trevon Edwards.
These are very like this is noise canceling. I can't really control the sound of like when I have them on and I'm yelling. So
real quick, let me say this before we even move on. I thought I was tripping. I said this to a couple of my nearest and dearest homies, and they backed me up and they was like, yeah, you're right on this. Franklin mom was dragging it on this episode, my nigga.
Oh,
like
she always
showed that little. She was dragging it.
Bro, when Jerome hugged her and his hand was here, and then
when they showed the mirror shot and she moved, that motherfucker said, I was like, yo, wait a minute.
I may not know everything, but I know my man Trayvon is off that.
You already know. I've never
season 1.
That's fine. That's fine. But I mean, the facts are still the facts.
Well, I'm with y'all. I just know
bringing feelings to a fact fight will never work. The facts are the facts.
Shout out. Another quick one. Shout out to my nigga Jannard from Power, who also is Little Rock in Snowfall. I never realized that. Like I remember the characters.
Yep.
You see how they're making waves and crossing paths, and I like that. I like how they're.
That's why you can't tell which one is which of me. It's the same thing. It's blending.
Niggas having a moment. He's having himself a moment. You know.
Yeah, I like that you transition that too, because let's talk about that clusterfuck right there, bro.
Yo, first of all, Jerv, what a pump fake. Jerv was like, oh, the beginning of the show actually wasn't bad. And then, of course, it turned into Power. I was like, okay. And then I'm watching, I'm like, from minute 1, I'm like, this is very Powerific, all of it, man.
Really?
So I actually liked it.
The whole episode was Powerific.
This was the one episode I actually enjoyed. Like, I was like, okay. Walter's manipulation.
I like the last.
Yeah, it was straight until the end of the third quarter. And then it got, you know what I'm saying? Like it got real,
I think the part that messed up was like Tommy, JP not saying something and then Tommy not saying that could have been left out. The whole little dramatic, only got a few minutes with my son.
Yeah, no, that shit looked like a superhero movie, dog. Like a fucking Avengers movie. I have to go there and talk to my son.
Because apparently in the previews he survived, so we're not worried about he lost his time.
No, it's like, Power. Of course he survived.
He didn't get a sex scene yet, bro. He can't die. He didn't get his scene yet. He's got to get a scene.
So what's crazy is we didn't have any of that. We have no sex this episode.
No sex in the show. We almost got
a finger pop.
Yep.
We got a finger pop action.
Then that phone call came in.
Speaking of finger pop, shout out to Liliana. Good.
Right. So Walter's the master of manipulation. He gets his kids back by flipping this thing and saying it was the
who did the hit for real though?
Him.
It was him.
Yes, 100% him.
That's why when Vic came in and was like, like he was going with the Tommy shit, and then Shorty, what's his daughter, came in. It was like,
Claudia. Yeah.
Look at his face. He like, Yeah, I told y'all. And he like, shit.
Yeah. I missed something. Maybe y'all can put me on. Those are the Serbs, correct?
Yes.
That did it, yeah.
These are the same people that he's killed like 5, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when did it become okay for him to walk into their bar?
I mean,
so Tracy,
I get that, but I'm saying on site. I thought it was just kill Tommy on site.
Yeah. Number one, number two. Why did he kill the nigga at the door?
Because that's the one that killed the girl.
Gloria. He was the person who killed Gloria. That's what he said.
That's why he said it in a different language. I feel sorry for your mom or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew it was about to go down. So
he just got $2 million. I can understand why he let that happen.
That whole little scene and how that exchange an eye for an eye is pretty corny. I was off that. The Flynns are united. They call in the Floor Horsemen from Ireland. Yeah. And these guys are supposed to be the heavy hitters.
These niggas in broad day.
Niggas old as shit.
Oh, wait. But again, you see what I'm saying about being broad day and all black? They look suspicious as fuck. All of them came out there, all black luggage, all black, like all black truck. Something is up, my nigga. Like, can one of you niggas put on a regular pair of denim, just regular blue jeans? Like, something.
To be fair though, white people get away with a lot of shit.
Man.
They brought that luggage off of the fucking through the regular airport.
How much luggage, by the way?
Each one of them niggas had 2 bags. Like, y'all
here to work or y'all here to have like to sightsee? What is this shit, man?
I think
I'm gonna rock these J's with this outfit.
Start rock this with the Uzi.
I think the bags were full of black clothes, probably. The Flynns have
black clothes, black liquors, black whatever. Like
Claudia's ghosting Tommy, doesn't pick up his calls, and then all of a sudden she allows him up to the place, which is strange. You duck him and then you ask him a question, and she's kind of, I don't know who to believe, but I'm gonna roll with my family. Diamond overhears Gerard's plan. Of course. That was kind of funny. Yeah. The door is cracked. He's like,
and then this nigga like, fuck.
For context, I do believe this is, if memory serves me correct, this is right around the time where I started to say that it's taking its turn. This is like the end of the third quarter right here.
Yo, niggas love repeating themselves when someone's eavesdropping. No, you don't understand. I said, fuck my brother, Diamond, the one that just got out of jail.
And then it's like he did it like, hey, fuck Diamond. Like he knew his ear was like right there at that wall. So he like, wait, he over there. We take over. Like
that door been closed every episode the entire time. And then the one time where they're having the most pivotal conversation that they can ever possibly have.
And you ain't hear this nigga footsteps when he walked off, like.
Come on, like, dog. Oh, shit. Like, I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever had a floor above you, you always hear when somebody walking upstairs, no matter how soft they walk.
Yes.
My nigga had Tim's on.
Yeah, but I still think that they was just like high, or I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that standpoint. But it was still whack because he's like, oh, I took a dive and I let him feel like, build his confidence up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you telling that nigga shit that don't even need, like you saying that like for only Diamond to hear, but you saying it to somebody who don't even give a fuck about that. Like, why did he?
Reg was still in New Orleans at the time.
When you came from New Orleans, I knew.
Yeah. So it's like, oh shit, he's from and it's like, all right, my nigga. Like,
cool.
Meanwhile, JP's son, stupid and on acting ass nigga, Forrest Gump nigga, Rain Man nigga, and his stupid little homie, they gonna steal a whole pack, unbeknownst to anybody. I thought he was just doing the count. How did he have access to any product to go all the way to Gary?
Honestly,
and then sell this shit to Freddie Gibbs.
I don't think it was actually Dahlia.
No, he told Tommy.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it was actually Dahlia. You know what I mean? To the extent, like, because they never touched it. They just, he just flashed it and said it like, "Hey, I got it," because he only has access to money. He doesn't have access to the product. He's never been to the actual thing. They keeps him in that room to count. But the funniest thing that annoyed me a little bit, right? He tells him, "I'm not calling you Uncle Tommy." Then gets shot and says, "Uncle Tommy."
Uncle Tommy, yeah.
By the way, shout out to Tommy for pushing out the young boy during the shootout and him standing 100% tall, not getting touched not one time by anybody.
And caught a head tap too.
He caught a head tap, but the person he pushed out the way is the one that gets shot.
Yeah, of course.
Hey man, when the show's named after you, I guess you can do shit like that.
I mean, you know, he became the Punisher during this show.
Hey,
did he kill New Orleans? He killed somebody.
Yeah, I don't know who that was in the back seat. They didn't. I don't think they didn't show.
Nah, New Orleans is the right hand man. He's gonna be in the front seat.
Yeah, the first scene of the next episode is probably gonna be like who, if it's somebody of value or whatever.
I hate this show so much, man.
But your man, what's your man? I hate him. He's the worst character on the show. What's the cop that's like he's on?
The Seamus.
Oh my God. Seamus, let me say this to Seamus. Okay, cool. Niggas gotta respect the jokes, right? You went in there, you did your thing, cool. You should have robbed that nigga for a haircut or a lineup at the minimum. You taking money, you should have got a haircut while you was there. That nigga looked crazy.
I would not let Diamond cut my hair, man. What are you talking about?
No, you gotta let somebody do it. That shit look nuts.
There's never any barbers in this barber shop or crazy, customers.
That is, that shop is the ultimate front. Literally, it never has one customer other than the little young boys that come in and they forced to get them haircuts.
And their haircuts are fucked up too, by the way. Them niggas ain't lined up.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to Diamond, yo. He gave him 150.
They was trying to make Diamond his old like fucking sweet, humble nigga, man. Like I'm sick of that shit, man.
Hey, that's 150.
Like that. Oh, that'll make him leave me alone. Hey, when we asked this guy,
he on some we brothers in the same struggle shit. You asked me for 100, I'm gonna give you 150 shit. Like, okay, we get it, bro. He's just a fucking humanitarian. Cool. Yeah.
How this cop, man? If a nigga says, if you don't give me more money, I will expose that you've been on the take. Why is your response not cool? And then I'll let them know that you've been extorting me for money in the meanwhile too. How about wear a wire next time? How about hit record on your phone? Something like this. It can't be this easy.
He's
like,
a clown. He's a clown.
This whole show is dumb.
I think JP is finally going to get some buns. He's going to smack Scarface.
No, wait, who?
Who?
JP.
No.
Oh.
No, JP's gay.
He's gay. Real Scarface? Like Tony Montana?
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. He's talking about Brad down in Texas.
He's talking
about Brad down in Texas.
Wait, Tommy's brother?
Yeah.
He showed Tommy a picture of his boyfriend.
Gotcha.
You remember when he was like, "That ain't gonna be a problem for you, is it?" This was like episode 2 or some shit, wasn't it? 2 or 3? It was
okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's why they got him so.
You're not alone on that, Trey. Because my other homie said it to me. He said, JP gonna get some buns, and I'm like, nah, bro.
I mean,
he might, just not hers. That's all. He still might.
He still can get some buns.
Yeah, he still might.
You're right. You're right.
He gets some buns, but he won't like it. Like, ew.
No. I'm talking about the other buns. He gonna be out here locked in. JP.
Who?
He gonna be
someone of his choosing.
Who else out there? What?
Just
Victor Flynn? Who? Like,
that would be funny.
Introduce a new character.
Walter.
I hate how the son is going to become this guy now. All of a sudden, through all this pain that they're trying to create.
Or that nigga about to die, dog. He's about to die next week. He's got to die.
Oh,
the Flynn's about to go. They about to all get wiped out.
That little nigga gonna end up being a professor at the college that Tariq went to, and then it's gonna that's what it's gonna be.
And he's gonna smash old girl too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you. Watch.
The one that smashed everybody.
Watch.
Is she? Oh, she is dead.
She killed herself.
Watch.
That's true.
Oh, you talking about Professor Milgram or whatever?
I don't think we saw the body, and if it's the only thing we know for power, the streets need the body, yo.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Streets need the body. All right, I think that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Let's wrap it here. Thanks again to everybody for listening. Remember, those overflow episodes are out there. Patreon.com/countthedings. Make sure you are a Patreon. Make sure you gonna catch these watch-alongs. Playoff seasons upon us. We're gonna have the NBA watch-alongs. The movie watch-alongs, like I said, will not stop. Here we are. We can't stop. You won't stop. The Discord is still out there. So, you can still engage with everybody. All the good shit, man. So patreon.com/countthedings. For Black Trey, for Mari, for Big Jerv, I'm Amin Hassan. Stay black, motherfucker.